Hello everyone, welcome to the Sports Show, episode 3. Unfortunately, Aiden won't be able to join us in today's episode. So, including of today's episode, we'll be chatting about 2023-24 NBL Championship and the grand final review of all that. Will include round 2 team reviews, as well round 3, the Easter round, as well round 4, team reviews done around in South Australia. Amazing opportunity. So let's just get straight into it as well before we get into the top 5 reviews of the 2023 AFL Premiership ladder, starting from the 5th team to the 1st team. So let's get straight into it. So in the basketball update in news, congratulations to Tasmanian Jack Jumpers has joined the NBL. And I've got to say, no one expect a brand new team in 3 seasons make 3 grand finals, and they've finally done their job. And well done to Tasmanian Jumpers defeating Melbourne in Melbourne, a very hard team to play in front of the Melbourne United crowd, and Tasman travelling to Melbourne is a very long travel. So congratulations to make it to the game 5. So here is the results on my screen. So it came down to the first game in Melbourne as Melbourne dominated all on game 1. Then we came to game number 2 in Tasmanian. Oh my goodness, this was the one, was amazing. On the Friday evening, it was a 5-point win in Tasmania for the Jack Jumpers. Then we came to Sunday, the 24th of March. 2-point win with Jack Maffei, 43-inch, over halfway to win a sole victory with the defense pressure. We came to Easter Thursday, a 2-point win for the Melbourne United in Tasmania, and getting the job done or over to the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers defeated game number 5. So it was really close after game number 2, under 6 points, and it was Tasmania again, all 3 games to 2. So that was really a good entertainment. So let's get straight into AFL reviews. So as you know, Aiden Maisie also shares about we are going to be doing top 5. We might even be able to get Aiden to do his reviews of the top 5 another time. So let's get straight into game team number 5. So Carlton Blues Football Club. So how can I review with Carlton? So they've done so much effort with Michael Voss. What a champ he was at Brisbane, and came down to game 20 final, and they did their best. And Brisbane was a bit too strong in their defeat, and it was a really good effort. With Michael Voss never giving up to the final game. They finished 5th, and it was a tough game in the elimination final. Knocked that out, went to semis, won that. Then they went to the final. Unfortunately, they just went a bit too short, a bit. Congratulations to Brisbane for making the granny, and we'll discuss about with Brisbane very soon. But, with Carlton, they're going to be a top 4. They look really sharp. They started so well, and I really think they're going to be a really good team. They're going to be coming up against Adelaide Rose, and I think they're going to Adelaide. This is a go-to. We'll be discussing about them, my points is that go to Marble Stadium and get the job done. I think for the LA Crows, we'll discuss in the last 3 rounds how I thought from round 2 to 4, how much they have slightly improved where they need to be. That's my thoughts to the Carlton Blues, and best wishes on Saturday Twilight. So let's get to the Melbourne Demons now. Coming into this season, as there's so much potential, they'll be a very good team. Game 1, even though they're struggling in the opening round, then they came and take on the Bulldogs, weren't easy, and not playing the opening round. They had the week off. Melbourne struggled over in Sydney. No, that was a really good test for for them, and I think this was a really good start. Then they came to game number 2, we'll review, and they really have shown up after round 1. So as I mentioned, round 2, round 3, and round 4, we will share the reviews of the games. But I think with Melbourne, do they have a belief of being a top 4 side? I think they'll be definitely in the top 8 this season, and I think they've still got great balance all over. I think they're going to be a really good team in 2024. Now come to the other rivals of South Australia, the Port Adelaide Power Football Club. Now, with Port Adelaide, my goodness, there is so much belief that what a start, let's just say a disappointing start to season 2023. They did what Adelaide is doing. No wins till about 5 weeks later, and they just dominated. 14 something straight wins in a row, or 13 actually. And wow, well done to them, not expecting Shockling come to play third, and they play on Brisbane, and then they have second chance, and unfortunately went too short. So they believe, once again, they, a lot of expectation put out. There was a massive, I think, do they have believed strut, speed, some great forwards. I've seen how they played. So I think it's going to be I believe they're going to be in that top 8. But not expecting to play in that top 4. But you never know. Surprise can come. Anyway, moving into the top 2, the grand finalists. Now, with Brisbane, look, I got to say, a poor start. And we'll speak to Collingwood as well. A disappointing start. You finish in the top 2. 2024, you come in, you got a great list. Yeah, you might have some injuries, and that's totally fine. We cover it all. But starting with the season for the Brisbane Lions, they're not even that top 8 after 4 rounds. Unfortunately, they are struggling and only rate 1 win out of 4 games. So, does Brisbane be a top 4 side or top 2? No, not this year. I think they'll finish in the bottom 8. They will be up there, I believe, this year. They are hard, and you go to Brisbane, you got to bring your best game to the gala, because I tell you right now, you can't just show up and, bring the heat, bring the pressure to the Brisbane Lions, and since, those couple of years, they have developed very well, Brisbane, so good luck, but best of wishes in the next game. So we came to the premiers, Collingwood Magpies Football Club. Now, the Black and White Army. What can I say about the Collingwood Football Club? Well, what I can say is, with Collingwood, do they believe to be a top 4 side? They'll be maybe in the bottom of the 8, maybe 5th or 6th, because how they started wasn't great. The opening round, game 1, game 2, game 3, got the job done against Hawthorn. I believe that, you come together and get the job done. Well, you guys struggled. Hawthorn came bring the heat. And congratulations on Hawthorn. Not getting the job done, that's okay next week. But you respond against Geelong. Well, like I said, we'll speak to them, to the Hawks a little bit later on time, but focusing on Collingwood. But I got to say, with Collingwood, they have struggled to keep the game in their control, and they've got some work to do. They've got the job done again, like I said, against Hawthorn just by 5 points. And I think it's going to be a lot of work for Collingwood to get the job done. 5 points. So, and Hawthorn absolutely came hard and well, kicking 4 goals. So, congratulations, 5 behinds in the last quarter should win by 5 goals. That's what the result is. But they struggle under pressure, and, have they got the job? Do they have some confidence? Getting the job done with a big win, yes, that's great. They got the week off, so they can have fresh legs ready to go into round 6. So, that's my top 5, guys. We are now heading into a break. We've got so much exciting coming through. And when we come back, we'll begin my round 2 team reviews. All 9 games with 18 teams. We'll be right back. Don't miss out. There's more to come. welcome back to the sports show. Hope you all enjoy it. Now we head into round 2 reviews. So let's get straight into round 2 reviews. So we head to Thursday night footy, the second of this Premiership season, with St Kilda and Collingwood going act to act, battle to battle. So congratulations on, no, well done St Kilda, MCG, big crowd, and you gotta say well done to St Kilda defeating those Premiers, because I tell you right now, that's just great efforts. And coming into the game, you've got some great talent, and I'm going to share a few stats here and there, and also quarter by quarter. Let's do the quarters. So let's break down that. So I'll share how I'm going with. So let's just break down this quarter. So 2 goals the difference between St Kilda leading at quarter time. Well done. Now a 4-goal turnaround to the Premiers to 1 goal. It was half time to Collingwood, 8-point lead, 38-46. Now I know the total of that. So goals by points, they don't do by total points overall. By half time, I just know because, simple math. St Kilda came out after half time, 5 goals, 35 points. Good effort to Collingwood. Just the 1 goal, 7 points. So a 28-point turnaround. Well done. 20 points up. 28 points at basically it was a 3-goal lead. 20 points. So a 28-point turnaround to St Kilda. In a way, there was a 35 point at half time. So I know that's all confusing by points and wherever that says by it, but it's always quarter by quarter. Then it came to the final quarter, 3 goals, 3 to make it a 94 points. Well done to a 4-goal turnaround. So Collingwood winning that quarter. So well done. Just like I said, St Kilda winning by 15 points. Well done. Now, all my stats is Jack Higgins, 4 goals, was Jack Steele, 11 tackles, with Wiggity Miller, he had 32 disposals, was 122 fantasy. So of that overall, with Josh Dacos leading, Collingwood was 29 disposals, with 5 marks, 2 tackles, so the best for Collingwood. And as well, Amon May-Nunn from Collingwood, 24 touches, with the 4 marks, 1 tackle, or better. Collingwood. So my thoughts with Collingwood coming to the second game for the season and their respectful and the first game for the Oval Premiership season. Well, that's okay. You're going against teams that are going to go out to you, and you gave it all. You didn't keep not bad, but you never gave up. You were in the contest all night. And you still got some great strength in your side. You're going to go through this beginning of the season. You cannot compare that from can you respond in round 3? I think you can, but do you have the belief to get the job done? Well, we'll find out very soon on that. But so well done to St Kilda, good effort Collingwood. With game number 1, we head to Friday night footy at the Adelaide Coast, hosting Geelong Cats. No expectations with these two sides, vice versa. So I'm going to start with the winning team Geelong, then we get into the Adelaide Coast. Murphy from the Adelaide Football Club, 100 games, congratulations. And then there was a couple of milestones, and one of them was Tom Stewart. Congratulations on your 150th, mate. This was a huge milestone. You just came out, you dominated, and to get the job done, you're hard, you came out hard, kicking 6 goals to the LA Crows, 3 goals, came into the second quarter, LA just dominated 2 goals to 1. Half time was only a 12-point ball game, so it was anyone's game. But it was Geelong kicking those 5 goals, LA 3 goals, and then 3 goals to 2. So LA really did dominate in that final quarter. They definitely not let them score 100 points to the LA, and I'll share that with that. But it was a very well deserved. Tom Hawkins getting 4 goals, and it was all the LA Coast stats. So we'll share that very soon. Where it was a 28 disposals, 114 fantasy, 11 marks, 2 tackles. So with 20 kicks and 8 handballs for the Tom Stewart champ. But well done with Geelong. We come to the LA Crows, so this was a much better ball pressure in front of your first home game for the season. You got to win as many home games in front of you, get more confident. You got the loud behind you. They're there for you. They are there for you, and very important for the Adelaide Crows. You know, John Dawson with a 131 fantasy, 26 disposals, 12 tackles, 4 marks. Great performance was having Matt Crouch, 110 fantasy, 37 disposals, 13 kicks, 24 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles. Not as bad was Roy Ladd, 105 fantasy, 29 disposals, 11 kicks, 18 handballs with 2 marks, 7 tackles. So well done to the Crows again winning the ball. But do they have belief going to game 3 to get the job done? We'll find out very soon. So let's now get into game number 3. So another job done to Fremantle on this victory. And now my friend Aidan will say, well, do you want to know at the very beginning of the season? Well, I think he'll be very happy with this performance. Fremantle Dockers. Now, I'm going to start with North Melbourne and how they perform. So let's get straight into quarter by quarter as I'm enjoying. Very nice and short. 2-goal lead to North Melbourne. 4 goals to 2. Same behinds with 1 point. Well start to North Melbourne. But it came to the second quarter. Came to the second quarter. 4 goals, 3. Very even in the corner. Very even. And Fremantle just didn't have that hold on believe they can get the job done. It was the third quarter. Out of beyond 1 goal to 7. Fremantle just came out of the balloons, and we'll talk about West Fremantle very soon, and another 2 goals to North Melbourne to Fremantle 4 goals. So well done to the effort North Melbourne has projected. Again, 11 goals for the game. Is that enough? Is that enough belief that they can have to get the job done? I think it's not enough, but they're getting efforts. They only lose by 4 goals, so that's an improvement. Do they have enough to get the job done? Well, where's to share some Harry Sicily, well done, 35 disposals, 17 kicks, 18 handballs, 6 marks, 4 tackles in the North Melbourne best. And David Cone with 30 disposals, 15 kicks and 15 handballs, 5 marks, 2 tackles. And Pale with 28 disposals, 13 kicks, 15 handballs, 4 marks, 5 tackles. So well done to North Melbourne. You're getting winning the footy. You're getting your young players to show up and get some help out with the team. And that's just 3 players. Then we come into the goal kicker. Not much as a lead goal kicker, but I mentioned Pale before. 2 goals included with that. And 113 fantasy. So well done to good effort to North Melbourne coming to the Fremantle Dockers. Now, my goodness, a really slow start to them against a bottom of the fifth, from 15 to the 18th place. And I think Fremantle have believed to get back into that close spot of playing finals. I think they'll move up the ladder as some point in another podcast ago. They finished 14th from last year. They finished 5th the year before. Now, they have recruited great players. They've lost great players. Have they got the structure to continue with this winning streak? Yes, you'll win some. Yes, you'll lose some. But keep improving because you look really good again. A slow start against North Melbourne, but it was the third quarter. Win it. Pretty balanced with points and goals. I think you keep more goals. Thank goodness for that. 7 goals for the quarter, so we share a little bit of player stacks for you guys. My thoughts is, well done to the, Fremantle Dockers, Caleb Stronger on. Well done, 35 disposals, 16 kicks, 19 handballs, 2 behind, but that's okay, 5 marks, 6 tackles, and pretty hot around in the 46% in the defensive, 54 in the forward. So well done to you, and Jordan Clark as well. Come to Fremantle, 28 disposals, 20 kicks, 8 handballs, 7 marks, 1 tackle. So once again, all in that defensive, a really good role model, and a little bit at the 18% in the forward line. So, and one and only, I have to give this man right now, Luke Jackson, the former Demon, come to Fremantle, second year, 2 goals, 108 fantasy, 24 disposals from 6 kicks, 18 handballs from 3 marks, 5 tackles, and 21 hit-outs. So well done on your performance against North Melbourne. We now done from Marvel saying we're going across from the MCG for the Hawks and the D's. Another great rival these two teams play. The improved Hawthorn Hawks, we start with them. So, well, a disappointing start. I'm just going to say that word, disappointing. Come to a big ground like MCG, you need to start well, and you proceed very slowly. 0 goals to 5. And you improve to get 2 goals for the half to 6. So 4 goals down, a bit better. Then come at half time, it was a 4 goals, so 26 points down. You're in that contest to kick another 2 goals. So slightly better than the first quarter. 4 goals in 3 quarters. But it was Melbourne getting 4 goals. So it was a very, very balanced. There was similar margin at 3/4 time, a 25-point lead. And then it was just 1 goal to 4. Melbourne just took over that final quarter. So my respect, Hawthorn, is ball pressure. You gotta move it quick, and do they have that belief in round 3? We'll find out. But we'll look at some James Tinkley with 116 fantasy, 27 disposals with 20 kicks, 7 handballs, 13 marks from 1 tackle. So a great defensive effort from Wheatley with 1 goal, 97 fantasy was 21 disposals, 12 kicks, 9 handballs, 10 marks, and 1 hit out from 1 mark. So improvement effort from there, and we came to Wobbly, 27 disposals, 89 fantasy, 14 kicks, 13 handballs, where's the 1 mark and 4 tackles. So a good effort to Hawthorn. Don't give up. There's lots of games to improve yourself. We're coming into game number 3. So best of luck on Easter Monday against the Cats. So my thoughts with Melbourne Demons. So a really great start to them after the win over the Western Bulldogs. You know, they know the ground, you had that advantage and all that. So let's just get into 10 stacks with players. Well, we're going to say Christian Protractor, 109 disposals, 1 goal, 29 disposals, including 14 kicks, 15 handballs, 6 marks, and 3 tackles. A really good effort in that midfield role. We come to match score 107 to fantasy, 17 disposals, including 12 kicks, 5 handballs, 6 marks, 6 tackles, 20 hit out. So another great performance, and we come to the goal leader. Swan did kick a goal, I believe just 1 goal on, but we come to the Nets, and third best I think was Salem, the defender for the Melbourne Football Club. 20 disposals, 15 kicks, 5 handballs, 10 marks, 5 tackles. Very much a 96 defender with 4% forward. So really stopping Hawthorn scoring. It's a big role, and he did well for that team. Now we're going to head to a break, guys. When we come back, we'll head to the SCG for the Swans and the Bombers. We'll be back after this. Hello, welcome back to the Sports Chat. Hope you all enjoyed the last game we shared with the Hawks and the D's at the MCG. Now we head to Saturday night footy for the second round for the season. So what a game this was, and it was high scoring, and we all love high scoring games. Always bring the heat. So we're going to break down as we've been doing first quarter, and I'm going to say this game was even at halftime. 4-point turnaround from between Sydney and Essendon. So 4 goals apiece for the Swans and the Dons. 4 goals, 3 points in front of the Swans. Was a 4 point at half time. 8 goals, 9 points to 8 goals 5. Essendon gained the better advantage of King better. And then it was really much Essendon not doing their best, but we are showing the Essendon Bombers first and then going into Sydney. It was a 5 goals to 2 in front of the Swans, and then another 6 goals to 5. So very high scoring goal after goal in this, but it was Essendon getting better in goals than points. They get more balance, but it was Sydney that's a bit too strong at the very end, getting a 30-point win over the Essendon Bombers. So we'll break down the players for the Dons first with Zach Madowit. Well done, 122 fantasy was 2 goals, 32 disposals, 16 the kicks and handballs exactly, with 6 tackles to marks. Well done to Will Shatterford. Well done, 115 fantasy was 29 disposals from 12 kicks, 17 handballs, with 7 tackles, 5 marks. Well done. And with Nick Martin, 103 fantasy, 31 disposals, a balance of 20 kicks, 11 handballs, with 4 marks to tackles. So they're my thoughts with the Bombers' best players. We come to the Swans, 4 goals, 0.1 to Tom Pugley, with including 128 fantasy, 24 disposals, 15 kicks, 9 handballs. Total was 10 marks, 2 tackles. So well done with Alan Goulman. Well done, 117 the fantasy, 24 disposals from 9 in kick, 5 handballs, 9 marks, 5 tackles with 2 goals. And Isaac Henry cannot go wrong with 117, the same as Alan Goulman, with 1 goal, 32 disposals from 14 kicks, 18 handballs, 6 marks for tackles. So well done to both respective with the Swans and the Bombers. Better luck with game number 4. We head now into the second, into Sunday of back at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. It's good to have footy back, nice and chilled. So from Sydney into Victoria. So it was Western Bulldogs v Gold Coast Suns. Well, what can I say? The start for the Gold Coast Suns, new coach as we spoke before, how they want to be in the new game style, and they have done their best, a very different kind of environment, and it was a good effort for Gold Coast, but it was just Western Bulldogs started strong. They just stay in control all game, 9 goals. I think Gold Coast will learn from that. Now we're sharing Gold Coast thoughts as we speak with the Western Bulldogs after. They replied with another 5 goals, so 5 goals, 35 points to 10-3-63, 28 points at half time, and it was 7 goals at 40 with another 4 goals to 4. Very even, but Gold Coast won that quarter, but it was the Bulldogs just getting the strong as all. 8-goal win, with King 4 goals to 1. It was a good effort, very well accuracy, very balanced all over, 6 behind in 3 quarters. It was 9 goals, 6 for the rest of the game, with Gold Coast King 8 goals, 5. So really well balanced for both teams. Western Bulldogs were just a bit too strong. They have the experience, the structure, the midfield and forwards defence. So good effort for both teams. Well done, Western Bulldogs with the win. Great effort, Gold Coast. So we come to the players' best 3 in my thoughts, and we start, like I said, with the Gold Coast Suns. 109 fantasy to Todd Miller with 30 disposals, 15 kicks, 15 handballs, with 1 mark, 10 tackles. Well done. We come to Matt Worley, and it was a quiet 25 disposals, 9 kicks, 16 handballs, 4 marks, 8 tackles. Good performance with 104 fantasy. And we come to Noah Anderson. Well, there was nothing fancy, but he get 96 fantasy, which was alright. 1 point for the whole game was 25 disposals, including 20 kicks, 5 handballs, 4 tackles, 2 marks, and it was the Team English show. 25 hit-outs, 15 including hit disposals, 9 kicks, 6 handballs, 6 marks, 8 tackles, 112 fantasy. Well done to Tim English, Moncas Penalty. Well done on your performance, 104 fantasy, 2 goals, 32 disposals from 16. The kicks and handballs the same, with 3 tackles and 3 marks. And with the final one, 6 goals to Toby Wakeman, 100 fantasy, 6 goals, 14 disposals, 9 kicks, 5 handballs, 3 marks, 4 tackles. Well done to, and there's a lot more I can name for this team for this game. So we come to the second to last game. MCG in Port Adelaide get the job done. Unfortunately, it was a 30-point win to Port Adelaide to show back in play finals, and Richmond just a little bit better in game number 2 since the Carlton Blues. So we go back to square one, very even. Port Adelaide leading the quarter, 3 goals apart, was a 5-point lead to the Power. Then it was a 4 goals to the Tigers, to 2 goals. So Richmond were winning at half time. They were leading by 11 points, but it was Port Adelaide with 7 goals, 3 to 4 goals, 3 to very much a 7-goal lead for the quarter overall. But it was at 3/4 time, Port Adelaide leading by 7 points, 77-84. So it was a high, reasonable, close all game, and it was just not enough for Richmond in 2 goals to 6 goals. So Richmond just didn't get the job enough, but at least it was tie scoring all game. And well done. We get to the player stacks for by respective teams. We'll go to Port Adelaide. We got the top 3. I think it was Will Drew, 109 fantasy, 1 goal, 27 disposals, with including 6 marks and 3 tackles. Conor Woolsey hit 116 fantasy, 28 disposals, 8 marks and 4 tackles, well balanced. And then a most important thing, the most and big day, is Odd Marshall. Then 4 goals to 100 fantasy, 15 disposals, 9 marks and 1 tackle. So well done to Richmond, not giving up. You're down by a couple points at quarter time, you're leading at half time, and you just couldn't get the job done. But you're scoring 90 points and above. You've done really well. Well done to Port Adelaide with the victory. Now we are going to get into the last game. West Coast, first for the season, they take on the Giants, the improved Giants. They want to play that top 2 spot, a top 4 spot. Indeed, they were desperate to get that premiership. They made it back in 2019. They didn't get the job done, but first time making it to a grand final with all the efforts they've come from behind the scenes. So let's get straight into the quarter by quarter. West Coast did kick 2 goals to Giants, 5 goals to share with West Coast first. West Coast, who managed, they really did struggle in that first half, but the Giants get adding another 3 goals. It was not enough for West Coast to get more. They get more points than goals. More points than goals for the game. Mother added 3 goals to the Giants, so it was a really not a great home game for West Coast. They gave it all, but they kicked 3 goals, 6. They should kick at least 4 or 5 goals out of that effort to get a bit better. They'll might be a lot more closer. They are confident that they'll get better. They have a much improved team. Do they have better effort, and they believe in themselves? With the Giants, they were just too strong in the matter of out of 5 goals for the last quarter. We come now to the Westers now breakdown. Who was my fault of the first game? Aaron Kamen, 9 disposals, 7 with 3 marks with 4 tackles, 3 goals. All right forward, him deserve a best on ground. We come to the bit, let's get some fantasy. Tom Green from the Giants, 120 as I mentioned, 34 disposals with 3 marks, 6 tackles for this and we just have to put it with Kieran Brick. What an absolute performance. 21 disposals with 111 fantasy, at least well done. 20 21 disposals. They include 2 marks, 5 tackles with a whopping 34 headouts. So well done to the Giants with the win. And we come to the West Coast Best, where we got to have to put Liam Dinger, 105 disposals, 28 disposals, 105 fantasy, 7 marks, 3 tackles. Well done. Which Jeremy McGovern comes in to 103 disposals, 26 kicks, 26 disposals, 7 marks, 3 tackles. So, and then we come to Alan Yeo with 98 fantasy, 1 goal, 27 disposals with 8 tackles. So good effort to West Coast. Well guys, that is now round 2 reviews complete. We'll go and have a break. When we come back, we got the special Easter round. It's coming. We'll be right back. Don't go away because we've got more to come. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Sports Chat. So before we head into a buy, I meant to let you know that we had 2 buys for this round 2 between Brisbane and Carlton. So I hope you all enjoy your week off. Now we head into 2024 Easter round. We had some upset rounds. We had some big wins, some good results. So let's get straight into this one now. As we'll be doing round 2, we're going to round 3. So let's straight into, we're going to begin with the Brisbane Lions. This is the grand final rematch, and what can I say about these 2 teams? So Brisbane really not the best start to the start of their Premiership season start. So they keep 1 goal to 5. So only a 4 goals and a massive 4 goals to 0. Yep, that's like that. Then it was 1 goal to 5 and another 4 goals to 4. So a really good strong result to Brisbane. Not as great, but Collingwood a big win. So let's get straight into it. Some scores. So from the Collingwood perspective, Nick Dacos 101 fantasy, 30 disposals, 5 marks, and that's the 1 tackle. So well done. We got Tom Mitchell with 102 fantasy, 24 disposals from 10 kicks, 14 handballs, 7 tackles, whopping with 4 marks. And then we come to the goals kicking chart. Not as many in the big fantasy. And then we Jamie Elliott of big 4 goals, 16 disposals, 4 marks, 3 tackles, was 89 for fantasy. So well done to Jamie Elliott, Nick Dacos, and so now we just result with the Brisbane Lions. Now Brisbane, I gotta say, bad luck with Brisbane. That was a good effort. Let's just say well done to Lockie Neal with 118 fantasy, 35 disposals was a goal with the marks and 4 tackles. So well done. And we come to Dane Zickle with 102 fantasy, 30 disposals, 4 marks and the 2 tackles. And we have come to Cam Ryder. So 21 disposals, 3 marks and 4 tackles. So well done to Collingwood to win. Good effort, Brisbane. Let's get to the next one. We go to Good Friday footy and we go to the afternoon at Marble Stadium. The first one was actually in Brisbane at the Gutter. So we got North Melbourne v Carlton. So it was a one-way, unfortunately, but North Melbourne gave it a crack and they did it all. But it was Carlton kicking a bit off the chart with 5 goals and 6 behinds. North Melbourne kicked 3 goals to Armada, 3 goals to North Melbourne, 5 goals again. Armada added with 5 goals to 6. A pretty even goal after. That's 11 goals. Points shared by 2 teams are well done. And Armada 5 goals. Very accuracy to 1. So massive display from that. So good effort for North Melbourne. So let's get straight into the players, with North Melbourne being the one I am going to share. So well done to North Melbourne. They go with Hess Sicily for North Melbourne, 126 City, 52 disposals with 8 marks, 5 tackles. We go to Tom Pale with another good game with 1 goal, 103 fantasy, 21 disposals, 5 marks, 2 tackles. Luke Davis Utoni with 77 fantasy, unfortunately not the best, but the 27 disposals, 3 marks, 2 tackles. So with 1 wave for Carlton, Patrick Cripps for the Blues, he gets the first one with 1 goal, 100 fantasy, 28 disposals with 5 tackles and 3 marks. We come to the big goals kicker, and it was Howie McKay with 5.1, 19 disposals, including 10 marks, 3 headouts, 2 tackles, and 120 fantasy. We come to the next one with the big fantasy. Who we got up next? So we got George Haylett with 26 disposals, 107 fantasy, 1 goal, with 26 disposals, 6 tackles, 3 marks. And the last and not least, Adam Carl with 22 disposals, 1 goal, 106 fantasy, 7 tackles, 5 marks. So there's been a lot going on in these big games, and that was a nice win for the Blues. Take a break right now. We're going to be heading into the west in Perth for the Dockers and Adelaide. We'll be right back after this. Hello, welcome back to the BJ Show Sports Chat. I hope you enjoy this very special edition. So we are still in the Easter round. We head to the game 3. We are in, like I mentioned before the break, we're in at the stadium for the Fremantle Dockers host Adelaide Crows for the Good Friday 2nd edition. So let's get straight into it with the quarter by quarter as we continue with that. Let's get straight into it. So we got the Adelaide Crows leading by 5 points, 2 goals apiece, a great start to them. So we're sharing with the Adelaide Crows first. Look, they did alright with Fremantle Dockers kicking 2 goals, 5 to the Adelaide Crows. It's the 1 goal. 1 goal for the quarter, for the third quarter, and that was Macy the All. Where's kicking 1 goal, 5, and kicking another 4 goals, 3-0. So a really not great with going with Fremantle. They knew they want to get started early in the season and get some big wins, and this is a big win. They really knew, good, they're a good team still, the LA Crows. They just have to continue and keep performing and do their best. But unfortunately, the Fremantle gets a strong win with getting the play stats. Let's get first with Fremantle Dockers. Let's go to the defender, Hayden Young, great performer. We hit the 32 disposals with 8 marks, 7 tackles was 129 fantasy. We got Caleb Stronger, my goodness, 118 fantasy, 28 disposals with the outing, 6 marks, 6 tackles, and Luke Ryan comes in with the mix. So with 27 disposals, 112 fantasy, 10 marks with 2 tackles. With the LA Crows was Roy Laird, 25 touches with 102 fantasy, 13 kicks, 12 handballs, 7 marks, 6 tackles. And then we come to Jordan Dawson, the captain for the Crows. 100 fantasy with 27 disposals, 19 kicks, 8 handballs, 3 marks, 5 tackles. And I'm going to introduce to Mark Kane. Now this fella, he's a big defender. He started alright for the Crows. 99 fantasy with 26 disposals. So we include 11 marks. So a great performance for the Crows. I think this is where it all comes. So well done to the Fremantle. Heads up Adelaide for next game in round 4. So let's get straight into Easter Saturday footy for the Bombers hosting the Saints. So this is the game I would like to say is the best to last. So let's get straight into it, because this was the one that Essendon was going to struggle. They both teams been struggling for some time, a very long time, and St Kilda being in finals and Essendon Essendon haven't made the finals for a few years. So this was a very, very big deal with a win to the Bombers. So how did the quarters work out? So with Essendon and St Kilda, with St Kilda leading with 4 goals to 3 Essendon, 2 goals to Essendon, 2 goals, and it was all St Kilda was holding at the for half time. 5-3-33, 6-8-44. So it was a very, very even 11 points. So 12 points of difference at the half time point. Then we came to 3 goals to 2. This was Essendon's quarter. This was, they wanted more Essendon, and just like that, another 2 goals to the Bombers to 1 goal St Kilda. So well done to Essendon Bombers. It was the best one. I think it was the best game, I think, for the round. It was lots of goals. See what layers stacks are about. So starting with the Essendon Bombers, the winning team. Nick Martin came with the 145 fantasy, which adds to the team. 44 disposals, which including 8 marks, 1 tackle. Well done. Dicement Headball, 127, 30 disposals, 12 marks with the 2 tackles. And last night, I'm going to give it to, well, it's very hard to choose a player, but I got to give it to Mason Redman. Well done on your performance with 109 fantasy, 25 disposals, 8 marks and 4 tackles. With the St Kilda Saints, with Jack still getting the one, was 124 fantasy, 29 disposals, 9 marks, 7 tackles. Good. While Marshall for the Saints, he did pretty strongly, was 117 fantasy, 20 disposals, 8 marks, 7 with the big tackles, and 27 hit-outs. And I think Sebastian Ross was the goal. 107 fantasy, 28 disposals, 7 marks, and 3 tackles. Well done to your Essendon and St Kilda. Best on ground. We're now head to the Adelaide Oval. That's it. A massive. And the Melbourne getting the job done in the Saturday night football on this perfect conditions for footy. So let's just get to the power and D's quarter by quarter. We're getting the Port Adelaide came 4 goals to 3. Good start to them. Another 3 goals to Port Adelaide to 4 goals. Even at half time. Not big points this game, but it was Port Adelaide kicking another 3 goals, 5 to 3 goals, 1. Won a game, Port Adelaide by 4 points. That's it. Less than 6 points. But it was just goals after goals. 3 goals, 3 to 5 goals, 2. Very even all game. Well done, Melbourne, with the win. Good effort. Port Adelaide never giving up at all. So we go to Matt Scorn first. 146 fantasy, 20 disposals, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 50 hit-outs. A goal. We go to Cullen Oliver, 1 goal, 94 fantasy, 5 tackles, 2 marks with 25 disposals, and I have to give it to Jack Farley for the Demons. 1 goal, 91 fantasy, 21 disposals, and 8 tackles. With the Powers point of view, we get to the William Drew. Well done on another disposal with 25 tackles, 11 tackles, 2 marks, 104 fantasy. We go to the league with Ivan Solo. Well done on your performance. 103 fantasy, 1 goal, 16 disposals, 6 tackles, 2 marks, 24 disposals. Really, Rioli, 57 defence is not the biggest in there, but 2 goals with 12 disposals, 3 marks, 2 tackles. So we head to Sunday afternoon footy, Easter Sunday footy at Marble Stadium. So we got the Western Bulldogs hosting West Coast. Win for the Bulldogs from Ballarat to Marble. So, but I've got to say, it was even 2 goals apart, but 2 points a lead to the Bulldogs. Another 6 goals to nil with 1 point. The Western Bulldogs team 6 goals, 2 to 1 point, and it was all one way, and it was just 5 goals, 2, and another 5 goals to 1. So I'm going to give it to, first up, King Kelly. 98 fantasy is the best, with 28 disposals, 5 tackles, 1 mark. Well done. Jamie Cripps comes in for the West Coast Eagles. It was 1 goal. It was 78 fantasy included. That's 18 disposals, 5 marks, 2 tackles, as I mentioned, 1 point, 1 goal. goal, 5 behind was a 78 fantasy. So good effort to Jamie Cripps. And, there's so many, like An Young. I'm going to give him the best ongoing for West Coast with 108 fantasy, including 29 disposals, 5 tackles, 4 marks. And we come to so many with the Western Bulldogs. Adam Toor, 35 disposals, 4 tackles, 2 marks with 114 fantasy. Bailey Williams, I'll give him the vote with 108 fantasy with a 26 disposals, 8 marks, 4 tackles. A great performance and a scores.
Marcus Bontempelli,
3 goals, 16 disposals, including 6 marks, 9 handballs, 3 goals, 103 fantasy, and I'll give well done to
Marcus Bontempelli.
Well done to the Western Bulldogs and very good effort to the West Coast Eagles. Come now to from Marble Stone to the MCG, and then we head to Save to Best after the break. Before we head to the break, we got the buys of the Gold Coast Suns, GWS Giants. Hope you're all enjoying your week off. So let's get to the Tigers and the Swans, and this was another massive upset, and it was the upset of the round, seeing Richmond not having their best team effort, and they pulled off really well. Started well with 4 goals, 0.3 to 2 goals, 1 Sydney Swans. Another 2 goals, 6. That really cost them to 5 goals, 4. So it's a massive lead to the Swans, but it was the Tigers, 5 goals, 4 to 1 goal, 4. So that is a humongous difference with King 1 goal, 3 to 3 goals, 2. It was the best round, I believe, to be an upsetter. No one saw it coming. So well done to Richmond with the win. Good effort, Sydney. As kick your heads up. So come to Tim Tianto with 132 fantasy, 1 goal, 35 disposals, 6 marks, 6 tackles. We come to Lim Baker. We come 113 fantasy, 21 disposals, 6 marks, 6 tackles, 113 fantasy. And Shane Bolton, what a good performance. 106 fantasy was 2.1, 5 disposals, 5 marks with the 3 tackles. So with the Sydney Swans, Brodie Grundy comes in first with 103 fantasy, 23 disposals, 6 kicks, 17 handballs, 4 marks, 4 tackles, and 21 head outs. We come up to Jack Lloyd, 32 disposals, just the 9 marks was 107 fantasy, and then Isaac Henry with 2 goals, 127 fantasy, 8 marks, 4 tackles, busy. So that is a really good effort for both teams. Richmond wanted to get their 4 points on a really good in front of their fans. They needed a big win at the MCG. That is what they need on an Easter Sunday, and well done to all the other wins. There's been big wins like the Blues over the Roos and the Bulldogs over the Eagles at both stadiums at Marble Stadium, but Good Friday and Easter Sunday. So great. When we come back, we got the final game, Hawks and the Cats. Share my thoughts after the break. We'll be right back. Don't miss out. There's more to come. Hello, welcome back to the Sports Chat. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate all your support. And hopefully these reviews might improve your team as well in season 2024. So we head to Easter Monday for the best one. And I've got to say, this was a really good entertainment footy. I've got to say, I watched most of this game. Geelong does absolutely flying. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to share 7 goals, 1 a disappointing effort from Hawthorn start of this game, but it was a 7-goal 1 from in front of the Cats. Second quarter, we have got in front of me 5 goals to 1. So the Hawks came hard, but it was another 6 goals to 2, and the Cats has put on an extra speed and before me another 2 goals 3 in the final quarter, but unfortunately the Hawks just could not get extra goals. A delay happened in the final quarter was a all that game. Hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to share my thoughts of the best on grounds for the Hawks and the Cats. So James Whoopee, 152 fantasy goal, 36 disposals, 8 tackles, 5 tackles with Connor Nash. What a great performance with 104 disposals, 24 disposals, 9 tackles, 3 marks. So well done. And we go to Dylan Moore with another great before 104 fantasy was a 24 disposals, 9 tackles for 3 marks. We have Dylan Moore with 18 disposals, 6 tackles, 6 marks, 90 fantasy. So well done to the Cats. A very strong performance was Tom Stewart with the 110 fantasy, 24 disposals, including 8 marks, 4 tackles. Tim Duncan was the goal with 106 fantasy, 26 disposals, 20 marks, 9 marks, 1 tackle. We come to the goal kicker was Tommy Hawkins, 72 fantasy, 12 disposals, including 7 kicks, 5 handballs, 4 marks, 4 headouts, with 4.1. Well done on a good performance in that. And we come to me. And let's go to Mark Holmes, 94 fantasy, 1 goal, 23 disposals, 3 marks, 6 tackles. So that is Easter round, and that is another round complete. Hope you all enjoy it. So there might be some up and downs, but congratulations on all the winners and all the efforts on the close results. So let's now get to gut around. So this is a big, fantastic second year in Safford as they host 9 games, 18 teams. Adelaide Oval, Norwood, and Mark Barker, Adelaide Hills all came together and host some amazing games. The first game we're going to share is the Adelaide Crows versus Melbourne Demons. And unfortunately, it was the Melbourne Demons. Unfortunately, Adelaide they gave it all, and I'm going to share right now my thoughts. So I think Adelaide started perfectly fine. I think, say, 2 goals apart. Their struggle was the mother. They just hit 1 goal to 4. 7 behinds. 31 points to 9. Half time was it was a matter of 3 goals to 4. So pretty even. 7 goals apart between the 2 teams. And it was a matter of 2 goals, 6. That was the quarter. LSU just came hard in that final quarter, but it was the Demons got the job done with a matter 5 behinds. LA had all the chance of winning this game, but only losing by 15 points. So it was a very good effort. I reckon LA had more positive vibes, and that was a must win for the Crows, but unfortunately not getting their job done. So I'm going to go and share my Jordan Dawson comes in for the first for the Crows with 112 fantasy, 1 goal, 23 disposals, 8 marks, 5 tackles. We come to Matt Crouch from Melbourne. He hit 106 fantasy, 30 disposals, 4 marks, 5 tackles, and Bodie Smith, 27 disposals with 8 marks, 2 tackles, 105 fantasy with the Melbourne Demons. Christian Petrarca, 29 disposals, and that is 5 tackles, 4 marks. We're including that 112 fantasy, 1.1. Matt Scorn, 39 headouts, not the 109 fantasy with the point, 15 disposals, 6 marks, 3 tackles, and the last Stephen May came and really defend well. May not tackle at all, but those marking count beautiful. He had 81 fantasy with the 19 disposals, and yeah, so well done to the first team. It's the Crows. Good effort, Melbourne just tapped too strong. We now head to Norwood Oval. We now head to Friday Twilight Footy for the Lions and the Roos. And it was a sold out crowd for the Crows and the D's, as well now heading to Norwood Oval. Another sold out crowd. So the Lions, North Melbourne perform a bit better this week? Unfortunately, they did their best. Brisbane starting perfectly, 7 goals, 0.3, 2 straight. Then it was another 4 goals to Brisbane, another goal to North Melbourne. At half time, it was basically all over. Then it was another 2 goals, to even up like at half time. And it was 3/4 quarter time, North Melbourne was the 1 goal, 1, 2, 3 goals, 5. So it was not the one way, it was another one way team with the Lions. So I've got to say, North Melbourne tried very hard. They stay in the contest, but the scores will come big time. So where's Joe Danaher, 135 fancy, 20 disposals, 12 marks with 2 tackles, 2 headouts, and 5 goals for at Norwood Oval. Well done. Huge meat King Leach. 126 fancy, 1 point with a heading of 56 disposals, 4 marks, 4 tackles. Good performance was including Dan Zinko, 111 fancy with 1 goal, 28 disposals, 8 marks and 3 tackles. So good effort there. Brisbane, but with Harry Sicily, another great performance, 121 fancy, 35 disposals, 6 marks, 4 tackles. And we come to Luke Davis Uconey with 90 fancy, 25 disposals, 3 marks, 3 tackles. And we come to Charlie Comben, another good performance, mate, 107 fancy, 25 disposals, 8 marks, 5 tackles, another great performance for the young Roos. So there are some really good games there, guys. I hope you're all enjoying. Now we head back to Adelaide Oval since Thursday night. We got the power hosting at Essendon, and it was just another one-way traffic. Port Adelaide a big win in front of their Port Adelaide fans. 4 goals, 3 good start to both teams. 6 goals to 1 in the second. It was all over. It was a 6-goal lead. 35 points in front of Power. 3 goals to 2, so with the even, but it was a 4 goals to 0. So good effort, Essendon. You have performing pretty well. You're always going to have that 1 week. It's going to be an off night, but keep up that good work with having Zach Merritt from Essendon. Felt 135 fancy, 36 disposals in 6 marks, 5 tackles. With Colin Worsley for Port Adelaide, we have 133 fancy, 3 goals. Louis Tuchon was the 36 disposals, 5 marks and 2 tackles. We come to the second both team players. I believe we got to Nick Martin from Essendon, 114 fancy, 35 disposals, 2 marks, 2 tackles. And let's go to Zach Bussers, another good performance. It was 106 fancy, 26 disposals, including 13 kicks, 13 handballs, 6 marks, 7 tackles. And we got one more West Port Adelaide, and we're going to have to give it to this one.
Jeremy Finlayson.
Well done on your performance. So we get you with the 3.1 goal time, 100 fancy, 19 disposals, 8 marks, 1 tackle. And with Dyson Headball, 92 fancy, 25 goals, 13 kicks, 12 handballs, 7 marks, 2 tackles. So we'll leave it from there, guys. We're going to have a break. When we come back, we got more going around football. On the Saturday, we head to the Adelaide Hills Mark Barker for the Eagles and Swans reviews, and we'll go from there. We'll be right back. There might be some massive close results. Who's that? We'll find out after the break. Hello and welcome back to the Sport Chat and we go into continuous round 4 gun around in South Australia, Adelaide. So we got the West Coast Eagles Sydney Swans at Mark Barker. And what a great Adelaide Hills spot to play your AFL game. So I'm going to break down by quarter and we'll begin with West Coast Eagles. And I think West Coast deserve a really good vibes. They gave it all, and it was a really even up 11 points to the Swans at quarter time. It was going to 5 goals to 3. So that was a really good, and it was the old West Coast Eagles jersey they were wearing. Yeah, fantastic to the West Coast wearing that jersey. And it really suits this round, and they really respond. 1 goal to the Eagles to 4 goals. So it's a much better reply. 78 points for the game. So it was a much turnaround performance. And they didn't get lost a lot, but they got defeated by only 4 goals. So it was a really good effort, and then another 3-5, so pretty even with Sydney. Like I just mentioned before, the goals. Well done on your performance, as you are going to be one of the hard teams to beat. So I'm going to break down my top 3 best players, breaking with the Sydney Swans.
Errol Golden.
From the Sydney Swans, he kicked 2 goals to 127 Fancity, 25 disposals, 5 marks, 6 tackles. Good performance. With coming to the West Coast best,
Liam Duggan.
125 Fancity, 30 disposals, 12 marks with 2 tackles. Isaac Henry continues on with 2 goals performance with 108 Fancity, 26 disposals, 6 tackles, 3 marks. Ellen Yo comes in West Coast best. He comes in with 108 Fancy, 28 for 8 tackles, just the 1 mark. And final player, Chad Winger, with 106 fans, 1 goal, 19 touches with 8 mark tackles. Great, the last and low leads. I'm going to have to give it to Jeremy McGovern, and he had 6 Fancity, 26 disposals, including the 6 mark tackles. So they're my thought of the best players for that game. Well, we come down into the halfway point of Gallop round, and we've got a really good entertainment game we're going to share right as we speak. So let's get into game number 5. And it is Fremantle versus Carlton, and we return back to a double header at Adelaide Oval. So let's get straight into this game. So I've got my top 3, and I'm going to share just quarter by quarter as we've been doing all day. So it was even at quarter time, 2 goals apiece, with Fremantle Dockers up by 1 point. 2 goals to the Carlton Fremantle Dockers, 4-2-26 to 3-5-23, making a 1 goal 4. So the Dockers lead the way by just the 3 points. So it was close. Then Fremantle continue on that way, kicking another 3 goals 5, just 5 behind. So Carlton should just control that game all day. Then we note the important thing. It was a turnaround from 5 behind to 5 goals to Carlton 33 points in the last quarter. 2 goals to 14. So it was a 10-point win to the Blues. Congratulations. Good effort for Fremantle. They never gave up. So let's get into that top 3. As I mentioned, let's get introduced with Andrew Bradshaw. So what a game. 148 Fancity with 38 disposals with 7 marks, 7 tackles. Great performance. We're coming to now Jesse H from Fremantle. He got 108 Fancity, including 27 disposals, including for 7 mark and 3 tackles. And last and no, very important, Hayden Young in that defence. Well done, 108 Fancity with 25 disposals with 9 tackles, 3 marks. Great performance, as I mentioned before. So let's get into some Carlton players, and Adam Sad comes into Carlton with 25 disposals with 95 Fancity with 7 marks, 2 tackles. Patrick Cripps with 94 Fancity, including that 1 goal, 20 disposals, 6 tackles, 4 marks. And let's give it to the one important Brody Kemp. 21 disposals, including 14 marks and 4 tackles. A great performance from the Blues, and including from 112 Fancity. So well done to the Carlton Blues with the victory, and Fremantle with the good effort. We head to the second game of the Adelaide Oval. Well done with Carlton with the win. So let's get straight into the Western Bulldogs versus Geelong. Another great game this was. High scoring game. So what a good start to both teams, and I'm going to share now quarter by quarter. So let's get into it. It was Geelong king 3 goals to 2 Western Bulldogs. Then it was 4 goals apiece to half time, leading Geelong on the way to half time. Into 3/4 time, it's Geelong king 6 goals to 5, 11 goals in between the two teams. Well done, and 3 goals to the Bulldogs, winning the quarter by 2 goals. So Geelong winning that game by 4 points. Let's get into sharing this, who my thoughts on each team. So let's go to the Bulldogs first with
Marcus Bontempelli,
149 fantasy was a goal, 35 disposals, 10 tackles, 3 marks. Adam Chua comes to the second with a goal, 125 fantasy, 37 disposals, with 5 tackles, 2 marks. And Tim English was the 93 fantasy, 17 disposals, 4 marks, 1 tackle, 58 hit-outs. With the top 3 come to Geelong's best. Now, Jeremy Cameron comes in first from the Cats. 116 fantasy, 2 goals, including 27 disposals with the 8 marks. So good job with that. We go to Reece Stanley from Geelong's Big Ruck. 44 hit-outs, well done, with 90 fantasy, with the 13 disposals, 4 marks, 2 tackles. Max Holmes, 20 disposals, 7 marks, with 3 tackles and a goal. It's a great performance. Well done to Geelong, holding on a 4-point win. We've done our double header at the Adelaide Oval. We got now into the next game. We've got the Suns and the Giants in the Adelaide Hills and Mark Barker. So we got straight into that top quarter by quarter as we're doing that top 3 best players. So the Suns and the Giants, good start straight, 5 goals straight, 30, 3-3-21, 9 points to the Giant lead at quarter time. Then Gold Coast came out. 4 goals to 3, pretty even, but it was the Giants lead the way by just a couple of points, 2 points, very close, and another 4 goals, a good quarter 40, kicking 4 goals to the Giants was Adam Kingsley kicking with the 5 goals to their Giant, and a 2 goals to 5. It was a very strong quarter and a much better quarter from the Giants, so well done on their win, good effort Gold Coast. Let's get into their top 3 best players. So let's get to the Gold Coast first. We've got Noah Anderson, great performance, 113 fantasy, 1 goal, 33 disposals, 7 marks, 1 tackle. We got Sam Flanders from Gold Coast, so he had 102 fantasy, 29 disposals, which including 7 marks and 1 tackle. And most important, we got to go with Joe Watts. What a game performance, 92 fantasy, with 14 disposals, with the 3 tackles, 1 mark, and amazing performance in hit-outs was 38 hit-out. We come to the Giants, and there was some really interesting performance, right?
Steven Siniglio,
112 fantasy, 27 disposals, 2 goals, with 6 tackles, 3 marks, and we just have to give this man a Lockie Wakefield from the Giants, 106 fantasy, 29 disposals, with 7 marks, 2 tackles, and that's all. So well done on the Giants over the Suns victory. Adelaide Hill. We head back from since Friday, Twilight football. Now we head back to Norwood Oval, Southern Suburbs in Adelaide. We've got Richmond versus St Kilda, and this was a great performance from both teams, but it was St Kilda getting the job done. So let's get quarter by quarter as we share the Richmond Tigers flying out at Norwood Oval, and what it did. 4 goals to 0. Great start. Second quarter, just a little bit with that 1 goal and a piece. So it was a good quarter, it was very even. 1 goal each, but 1 point in front of the Tigers. So they lead by a whopping 24 goals. So it was a 6-goal turnaround 2-2. So it was Richmond's best quarter, but not enough. It was St Kilda dominating with 6 goals. Final quarter, 2 goals, 2-2. So it was very much even, but it was Richmond not holding that victory. It was St Kilda getting the job done. So let's get into that player by player, as I'm going to show on my piece of paper for the Tigers and the Saints. So let's get to the Tigers' point of view with Toby Nurkurvis. So 130 fantasy with a 35 hit-outs, great performance, 21 disposals with 7 tackles, 5 marks. We got Shea Bolton had 120 fantasy, a 4 goals performance with 19 disposals with 9 marks, 4 tackles, and we're going to give it to Darcy Martin with 115 fantasy, 30 disposals with 3 tackles, 8 marks, 1 hit out. So well done to Richmond on their good effort performance. And come into Jack Steele from the Saints, 131 fantasy with 33 disposals, 10 tackles, a whopping with the include 5 tackles. So a great performance from Jack Sinclair. We've got Ronald Marshall from the Saints, 24 hitouts, 136 fantasy, 1 goal, 23 disposals, 7 marks, 7 tackles. And the Saints and third one, Sebastian Ross, who got a co-mark past him, 102 fantasy, with 25 disposals, with 7 tackles, 4 marks. So well done again. A medical close contest, as I mentioned. I'm going to share all these games, and it was a whopping good game for the Saints over the Richmond Tigers. So let's into tryout. We're back to the Adelaide Oval. Who's that? Find out. We have made it to the last game for Gun Round 2024. Hope you all enjoyed it from the amazing games we had over the round from Melbourne and Demons, Adelaide and Melbourne, Brisbane and North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Essendon, West Coast and Sydney. We have Fremantle, Carlton, Western Bulldogs and Geelong, Gold Coast Suns, GWS Giants, Richmond St Kilda. Now we got Collingwood v Hawthorn, Adelaide Oval. What a whipper this game was. And I've got to say, I'm going to break down by quarter right at this week now. So this was a massive game for Hawthorn coming to Adelaide Oval and get the job done. But it was Collingwood too strong. We're going to do this right now by quarter. So it was a good start as well to the Premiers. They get the 4 goals to 1. Hawthorn dispersed into 2 goals. 2 Armada 5 goals to Collingwood. Then it was Armada. So take 2 goals to Collingwood, 4 goals to Hawthorn. Then it was the final quarter. What is happening to Hawthorn? 5 behinds. That's to Hawthorn, 4 goals. That is a whipping big quarter. 4 goals, 1 to 5 behinds. Hawthorn actually deserved this win, but unfortunately Collingwood just hold on. So well done Collingwood for that win. You earned that win. You hold on tight. That really was Hawthorn's quarter. So let's get in straight into that top 3. My best top 3 for Collingwood and Hawthorn. So let's see what am I. Jordan Gianlucci, what a performance. He's done well with a 135 fantasy, 1 goal, 31 disposals, with a 6 marks, 7 tackles. A great performance. Josh Dacos comes into Collingwood's second best, 110 fantasy, 30 disposals, including 6 marks and 4 tackles. And this was a really good choice, I think. Darcy Cameron comes in the third best for Collingwood, 109 fantasy, 19 disposals, with the 5 marks, 4 tackles, 32 hitouts. And we come to the final top 3, and it's for the Hawthorn, their best to last. Carl Amon, 113 fantasy, 28 disposals, with the 7 marks, 2 tackles. And Jay Newcombe, 98 fantasy, 1 goal, 26 disposals, with the 7 tackles. Well done with this mark. So well done, my thoughts of those top 3 from each team. Well done all the winners, as we just spoken with that game with Collingwood and Hawthorn. So guys, thank you so much. Well, that comes to end to another round of football. I hope you all enjoy it. Make sure you all your support and thank you, appreciate it, with a like to Facebook, Instagram, follow with all the live streams I'll be doing, with a subscribe to YouTube. Support my podcast, really appreciate it, and I'm getting lots of that great moments. Also, thank you so much for your support. Without you, this wouldn't coming into a bit more successful. So thank you so much. My name's Ben from Sports Chat and from the BJ Show, signing up. See you next time. There's more special episodes, and hopefully we'll have that special, most important, our co-host Aidan Berry into the show next episode. Thank you guys and take care. Peace out. Bye for now.